Gima wa mwiri ati amwe ya andu aria mendirie higo makoretwo makirutirwo mikana na kuguoyo hiyo niguo matikarute ndumiriri o yothe higi uria thuguri iyo yatwarithirio. Kituru hamwe na uguo ni erite kamiti ino ati andu eri aria metikirite kuruta ndumiriri ya uria higo cio ciarutirwo maugite matiarihirwo mbeca ta uria maiguithaniirie na thengia ya uguo matikoretwo na ugima mwega wa mwiri kuria ningi kuhithukite ati kuri na uhotekeku wa thuguri iyo ya higo gukorwo igitwarithio na mbere thibitari-ini itiganite gitaro-ini kia North Rift. Reketwa mukire report here.
And when I made a visit to Emmanuel Kipkosgei, there have been so much effort, including their legal counsel, to try that they be compensated and they sign a document that they would not be able to proceed with this matter in any form or manner. In fact, it is terrible back there. In fact, I would categorically say Leah Chepkorir had even had to leave her home. It was even difficult for her, even in the first instance, to even do the OB. It had to involve a deputy speaker of the National Assembly here to have been able to intervene for her to have been able to do the statement. And when she reached out to me and I brought it to the floor of the House, it has not been also kind. As I finish, Honorable Chair, because I said there are many, but I actually focused on these two to get deep down because I have their videos.
Was the complaint about the compensation? Why the complaint? Is it because they agreed on a certain amount and that certain amount was not given to them, or is it because they were cheated? They didn't know what they were doing? What is the general feeling about the people who donated their kidneys to these people?
Honorable Chair, the general feeling was, I think by their age, they didn't know what they were getting themselves into. They were told, you are going to get 1.2 million shillings, very simple procedure. Only later to come and realize, and as I said, I'm not a medical doctor, they are finding themselves sometimes very weak, and they are not able to do the jobs they used to do before, and they were not paid the amount that had been agreed in any case.
Na tugetigana na icio ciĩgiĩ ũgethi wa ciĩga reke tũgũkĩre riboti ĩgiĩ rũhonge rwa ũgitĩri kũrĩa mũnene wa borithi kwa ihinda rĩrĩ marĩ na mũcemanio na anyiti itemi matiganĩte sekta-inĩ ya ũgitĩri wa bũrũri. Mũcemanio ũyũ ũtanyĩtwo kwarĩrĩria mĩtaratara ĩtiganĩte ya kũgacĩria ũgitĩri wa bũrũri nĩguo kũhukia kaima na ciĩko cia ũhagũku wa ũgitĩri irithiĩte na mbere na kwĩhĩrĩra. Reke tũthiĩ mwena ũcio tũthikĩrĩrie nĩ marĩkũ marahanĩka ihinda-inĩ rĩrĩ.
Practices, our SOPs and so forth, so that if we have got gaps that are not working very well for us, we can be able to minimize and probably address matters affecting corruption in the National Police Service. So basically, we wanted to also have this sitting here with the senior leadership so that we can be able to discuss on a very serious note matters corruption within the National Police Service and how we can be able to deal with it. I know corruption is not about the police alone, it's a societal problem actually. However, as an organization, we must address it from where we sit. And that is one of the reasons why we are here. We're also going to discuss other issues affecting the police service, including welfare issues, matters affecting actually our officers out there, how we are relating with the public, matters
na riboti iyo ucio ni munene wa borithi kana Inspector General wa borithi Douglas Kiroshoka Njau mwe na DIG Gilbert Masengeri makiheana mutaratara kana hihi uria ugitiri ugeikaire ririkane gukoretwo na ciĩko nyingĩ cia wĩkinaĩ matũra-inĩ matigarĩte na makĩria kaunti-inĩ ya Nakuru. Na nĩmwe ya riboti iria ngũharĩrĩirie ũguo Inspector General nĩ arakĩtarĩria mũtaratara iria borithi kana rũhonge rũrũ rwa NPS rũkorwo rũgĩkĩoya nĩguo magĩkorwo magĩkĩmũrĩka riboti. Na ndienda rĩu ngũrehere riboti ĩyo ndakũmenyithia ĩgiĩ ũhagũku wa ũgitĩri kaunti-inĩ ya Nakuru kana riboti ĩmwe tũkoretwo tũkĩrũmĩrĩra. Na ekwĩrwo angĩ ana a wĩkinaĩ nĩ maikĩtio ngono kaunti-inĩ ya Nakuru magĩkuruhanio na ciĩko cia wĩkinaĩ irikoretwo ikoretwo igitafanio kaunti-inĩ ĩno. Ana aya makinyirwo igoti-inĩ rĩa Naikuru kũrĩa igoti rĩathanĩte mahingĩrwo thikũ 30 nĩguo thuthuria kinyi ũtabanio. Nginyagia rĩu ekwĩrwo arĩa maikĩtio ngono nĩ 11 thutha mangĩana gũikio ngono. Maranyitirwo na thimo mĩthemba ĩrĩ iria ciĩrĩkanĩte ikoretwo ikĩhũthĩka wĩki-naĩ-inĩ. Elijah Kimani, James Dirago, Douglas Chege na Okwiri Michael marakinyirwo igoti-inĩ thutha wa mũngũrũrio wa kũhĩtana na imaramari ici kũnyitithio thing'a.
Paul Ndungu Kimani wa miaka 49 aliweza kupigwa risasi na watu wasiojulikana kwenye duka lake karibu na Ndege Catholic Church. Yona tarehe 4 mwezi wa 6 2025 washukiwa walio mbele ya koti waliweza kushikwa.
Thimo kwĩrwo aya nĩ cirĩkĩtie gũikio ngono, igoti rĩgĩathana mahingĩrwo nĩguo mateithĩrĩrie gũtabania ũthuthuria makĩria arĩ hamwe na gũtambũrwo nĩ mũingĩ.
Na simu 2 Tecno Camon and Itel zilipatikana kutoka kwa mshukiwa wa kwanza, first respondent, ambazo zinaaminika kwamba zilikuwa zimeibiwa kwa victim wa wizi wa mabavu, visa ambavyo viliripotiwa Pakawa Police Post.
And the IO is hereby directed to facilitate an expeditious investigation into the matter and to treat the respondent with the humane.
Gũkĩrĩ ũguo igoti nĩ rĩreganĩte na ihoya rĩa Zakaria wa Njohi, mũthuri wa Anne Wangari ũrĩa nĩ mũhũri wa biacara wa M-Pesa, na ũrĩa mwĩrĩ wake wakorirwo mũgũnda-inĩ wa Teka akĩenda arekererio na bodi, kũrĩa igoti rĩrathanĩra ahingĩrwo thikũ ingĩ 14.
The respondent shall be detained at Nakuru Police Station for a period not exceeding 14 days from the date hereof. The investigating officer is directed to ensure all investigations are conducted expeditiously and to respect the respondent's right to humane treatment as enshrined in Article 51, Sub-Article 1 of the Constitution. And lastly, the investigating officer must update the counsel for the respondent the progress of the investigation during the remand period and allow the council access to the respondents.
Ihoya rĩa Zakaria akĩenda heo mweke wa gũthiĩ mathiko ma mũtumia wake ũmũthĩ, ona rĩo nĩ rĩreganĩtwo narĩo agĩkwĩrwo gũthoga wĩira.
Yes, that's Mr.
Na tukiuma kaunti-inĩ ya Naikuru gũcokia cikaro-inĩ cia kamĩtĩ cia bunge rũtumũrĩke gĩthomo. Kamĩtĩ ya bunge ĩgiĩ gĩthomo nĩ ĩtumũrĩte ciũria ikoniĩ ũgai wa kĩgĩna kĩa mahũthĩro ma arutwo ministry-inĩ ya gĩthomo, ĩkĩũrio kũheana ithabu ikinyanĩru rĩa nĩ mbeca cigana cicokanĩrĩirie ta thirĩ kũrĩ mathukuru hamwe na mangĩ marĩa marĩrĩirio hĩndĩ ya gĩikaro gĩa kamĩtĩ ĩno. Ministry ya gĩthomo nĩ ũkinyanĩria wa mĩtaratara ya igeranio. Rĩu rĩrĩa tũthiĩ mwena ũcio tũthikĩrĩrie nĩ marĩkũ marathiĩ na mbere. Na Minister wa gĩthomo CS Ogamba nĩwe ũrĩ gĩikaro-inĩ kĩu, na riboti ĩyo ndĩenda tũmĩamũkĩre tũmenye makĩria ciũria iria cirakĩumĩria rĩrĩ gũkĩrĩ na meharĩria ma bajeti. Ririkana mendekithia ma bajeti ma mũthia nĩ maratimanirio mũthenya wa ira thĩinĩ wa bunge, na hamwe ha ciũria iria cigĩkoretwo igĩkĩrĩrio nĩ mathukuru nĩ thirĩ ũrĩa ũkĩrĩ na macukuru, na nĩ mbeca iria cigĩtagwo cia capitation, nĩ irĩkũ ikinyĩire macukuru na nĩ irĩkũ itagĩkinyĩte nĩguo mĩtaratara yothe ĩkĩmenyeke na bajeti ya gĩthomo. Ririkana rũhonge rwa gĩthomo rwagairwo ciringi birioni 701 thĩinĩ wa mendekithia ma bajeti. No riboti ndĩramenyithia no ĩraharĩrio. Reke twambe tũthiĩ riboti-inĩ ĩngĩ nĩguo gũtwara cikaro-inĩ icio. Tũgĩthiĩ na mbere, thirikari nĩ ĩhotorete kũgacĩrithia mathomo ma kothi cia moko na gũtigĩrĩra mbeũ njĩthĩ nĩ magĩa na ũmenyo ũrĩa ũrendeka nĩguo mahote kwĩrũgamia na kũrũgamia mĩtũrĩre yao. Na nĩ kũringana One kuringana na mwandiki mukaru ruhonge-ini rwa thukuru cia kothi cia moko Esther Muria thiini wa kigomano na arutani anene na atongoria a honge itiganite cia college ici kuma Nairobi kiria gitafanitio kaunti-ini ya Kiambu kana Kiambu National Polytechnic. Kuringana na Muria, TVET irabatara gwakwo workshops no ti irathi kuona wira uria urutagirwo kuo ni wa moko ndeto iria ihimbiirio ni anyiti matiganite sekta-ini ino.
Thank you. To modularize all our programs, all our students that we admitted in May are all modularized. We don't have a single one of them in any other program. And knowing the importance of this program and the great impact it will have on our young people, and realizing that we are now doing the right thing. We have been doing many things, done them well. We started with NEC, we have gone CBET, but now modularization makes all the difference.
The emphasis on the modularized curricula is out of a realization that as a state department, we need to concentrate and even over-concentrate, if need be, on ensuring that young people are getting the requisite skills as must be and within the shortest time possible. There has been this notion that learning should, as much as possible, be academic. But we realize that this is not what is required by industry. Industry requires people who have the technical knowledge to be able to do whatever it is that is needed by the country. And therefore, we have decided to break down the curricula into skill sets and concentrate on particularized skills into which we are going to train the young people until we and the industry are confident that this is what the young people.
Tugetigana na icio ciegie TVET gucokia o bunge-ini ciegie githomo kuria kamiti ya bunge igi githomo ni tumurite ciuria ikoni ugai wa kigina kia mahuthiro ma arutwo. Ministry ya githomo ikiurio kuheana ithabu ikinyaneru ria mbeca cigana cicokaniriirie tathire kuri mathukuru hamwe na magi maria maririo hindi ya gikaro giki. Na kamiti ino ni ministry ya githomo ni ukinyaniria wa mitaratara ya igeranio. Reke tucoke mwena ucio na ndiramithio ni gikaro kiria CSO wa githomo CSO Gamba Migoso Gamba ari reke tuigue ni mariko marahanika ihinda-ini riri.
They are so relevant that it just shows that the education sector, all of us need to work together to resolve the issues that are facing it. And the issue is funding. You see, Chair, the Constitution says, Article 53, education is free and compulsory to be provided for by the government. The government then is forced to give resources that they can afford, that they can manage. And sometimes even then, as you've seen under secondary, the 22,244 was not fully given. It was what was given was what was available. We have asked for budgets, the budgets come, but they are then reduced. So we are underfunded. And yet, because of what the law says, the parents cannot be asked to support, to buttress. So we are in between hard place and a rock. And it is all of us. It's not like the ministry has an answer or parliament has an answer, because we are in this economy, all of us. So it is a conversation that we need to have and decide. It is true, 7,000 won't be enough to carry out an activity. We all know that. But we need now to start.
Intervention from Honorable Taitumu, yes? Taitumu, yes.
Could the CS tell the country that it is the parent who runs the activities? Because when you tell us that they should not pay, they are the ones who pay. Because, for example, the money that goes to primary level is 22 shillings per kid. Assuming a school has 300 pupils, that translates into 6,600. That money cannot even do the preparations.
You're asking 21 of? 21 of how much?
22 shillings.
Out of
the money that
the
is
14, the 1421.
Yeah.
The vote.
The vote for activities. It's only 22 shillings.
I think the Honorable Mbuyi had also indicated
the ground. Much of that money is retained at the national level. 40% of what is supposed to be given is maintained at the national level. So they cushion themselves, they leave the pupils and the teachers well exposed, and the parents. So the system is in a tire, whereby we have the provincial or regional level, we have the county level, we have the division, we have the sub-area and what have you. Who runs the activities at those levels? You are telling us that you are the people who run. No, tell the country that you are lying. It is the parents who caution and who runs the activities. It's not the ministry, it's not the government.
Honorable members. I think the issue of activity, as I remember very well,
na kiu ni gikaro kia ministry ya githomo na kamiti ya bunge igi githomo ruri ada gutware gikaro ni kigi county ni ya Nairobi ririkana president ni anire gucokeria kwa mutaratara wa kazi mtaani ure wetagwo climate works yada nage mutaratara ucio ni ukoro ukirugurio ku county ni ya Nairobi yada tuthige gikaro ni kiu tuigwe ni mariko marahanika kuria mwandiki witu wa Ngui wa Mwiruri eharite sheba na reke tuthie mwena ucio
will be a shift for 10 days. That is the 5 working days per week. They will not work over the weekend. And then after 2 weeks, they will make way for another cohort that will come in and also undertake similar works. One of the other things that is important to note is that the works are largely going to be roads related. That's why we have our PS for roads and his entire team of DGs, that is for Kenha, Kura, Kera, Kenya Roads Board, and all the other teams that are within his state department, cascading all the way to the regional teams that are going to work, give us the work plans for majority of, in fact, all the counties except Nairobi. As you know, Nairobi has been championing this program since last year. I think it was last year, October, when it was launched by His Excellency the President along the Nairobi rivers. We have close to 22,000 young people that are already working within the rivers, and most of them are coming from the host communities within what we call the riverine communities. We also have an opportunity to expand the 22,000 numbers from Nairobi first to 40,000, and ultimately we want to get to 50,000 in Nairobi. But for the rest of the country, the majority of the activities are going to coalesce around roads and roads-related activities. So we expect that we are going to have activities such as expansion of drainages along the roads. We are going to have even roads which are being done either from cobblestone, from Cabro. There will be just, footpaths that will be constructed, access roads to various public facilities, whether it is access roads in schools, access roads in the markets. These are some of the activities that will be undertaken. Of course, part of it, you do a bit of clearing of the bush to make way for these activities. So this is some of the activities that we expect these young people to undertake in the next 6 months, because the program is going to run for the next 6 months as we work out a program on how we will extend it beyond 6 months. So for now, we have got resources for the first 6 months that we are going to use. So really, that is the crux of the program. We are going to work and rely heavily on our Ngao teams with the PS Ray here and his entire Ngao machinery. We will also work with the county governments as well as part of our one government approach. we want to also appeal, especially to the private sector, that they can look for ways to champion with us. We don't have sufficient resources, for example, to be able to buy all the materials that we need, tools, so all the well-wishers can come in and support our community around you by buying PPE, your reflectors, and any other gear, safety gear. We will really appreciate you coming in, because this is largely a community-based service that we are undertaking. Lastly, it is important that we understand that one of the things that we are championing is the climate change and the effects of climate change. So the activities also will begin by every one of these young people we target for them to pot at least 10 seedlings a day. And these seedlings, once they come out of the nurseries, we can put some of them along the roads and the highways, because we want to make sure that our highways are well greened, and also they can also absorb those balance of the trees in schools, public facilities, and in our forest, all in a goal of making sure that we can be able to reach our target. The national target that we are working on tree growing. So allow me to stop there and ask my two colleagues to make some few remarks.
Iyo niyo higitagwo multi agency team igitogorio ni PS wa waki na ukuri wa matura Charles Higa odumwe na ma PS odumwe na atogoria kana ma director ahoge Shaken Hakura agitaria mutaratara wa meri itadato iria ikwambiriria mweri uyu ginyagia Dithemba ya gucokeria wakazi mtaani ireretwo Climate Works na imwe mama wira maria beo jithi marerutaga ni gutheria mitaro gutheria mafarafara odumwe na gukorwo magikihanda mitiririkana oni odumwe koretwo gwikiriro ni thirikari koguo beo jithi ni magikare makiharirio na mutaratara ucio taugo wakio no wakorwo gikirugurio koguo no wega wakorwo gikihariria tugithie na mbere waki wa nyumba cia thogora wathi ni ugwetetwo takihotithia kinene hari gukinyaniria ukuria wa matauni kuona ni urahuthia kumba mieke ya mawira kweheria icagi udumwe na kwagirithia hungania wa giko mothe maria ni mabata munene hari ukuria wa matauni. Murugamiri munene wa ruhongero ukuria wa matauni Lilian Kieni unyitanire na fegi ya thia ugite kigomano kia ukuria wa matauni kiria kiharirio kuhanika county ya Nakuru mweri uyu ikarehe mwanyitite mikuma hoge itiganite niguo kugacithia njira cia ukuria wa matauni.
As a State Department, we are using housing to be able to create, or as a catalyst for urban transformation, among other things that we are doing. We, as a State Department, also we are developing, we have the National Markets Development Program, where we are developing markets across the country, in all the sub-counties and also in all the towns. And the purpose of this is for economic empowerment, at that local level. If we grow the local economies, then cumulatively we are going to grow the national economy. So I think that's the linkage that we find between housing and urbanization.
Cities are essential for a livable planet because they are engines of growth and opportunity to drive a sustainable development. So as the world's largest multilateral financier in urban development, so we are proud as the World Bank to support the second Kenya Urban Forum organized by the government of Kenya, and also finance investment in Kenyan cities to make Kenyan cities more livable, inclusive, and resilient.
You find that we have a lot of youth that are unemployed. So we really need to make sure that we improve our urban areas, promote industrialization, manufacturing, and ensure that these youth get employment. The other big challenge is on housing. As we are aware, is that 60% of our urban residents actually live in informal settlements and slums. And therefore, we need to ensure that we provide, safe and adequate housing for our urban residents.
Na riboti iyo ya gukuria slums kana matura maria mahatiririku mataonini niyo kwamba gututora ihinda inini ria bureki no ni gucokereria na magi maigi ndugacenjia mutabo.
Kameme TV.
This is the comfort of a mom's hug. Nahi ni Molf expands comfort that feels just like a mom's hug. Babies play around and then